Welcome to our Dinner Party Podcast. This is Lindsay Jagger.
And I'm Keith Williams.
We're the podcast covering pop culture, current events, and hot topics. Make yourself at home and let's get into it. On today's episode, we're covering AI stands for Apple, Pixar needs a win, Prince Charles gets the royal treatment, and we're going to take on the shopping cart theory. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of our Dinner Party Podcast. I'm going to kick it off right this week. Keith, what are you drinking?
Today, I grabbed out of the fridge the sparkling ice cherry limeade.
Ooh.
I've never had this one before. Let's see if it's any good.
Oh, satisfying. Right off the bat, I can tell you I like the color. I want a nail polish in this cherry limeade color.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It does actually. It reminds me of like a limeade or a cherry limeade you get at Sonic.
Ooh, like a slushie.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's good.
That's another strong summer flavor. Sparkling ice has really been killing it. Like as we get into the heat, because for anyone who doesn't know, the Midwest gets hot in the summer. Maybe it's not like down south hot. Like we're not 180, but we are every bit of like 80s, 90s. And that's a great, like, they're killing it on the summer flavors.
They do. And they also, in the winter, they come out with their winter flavors.
Yeah.
So,
they're just on it seasonally.
Yeah.
That's one of those flavors you should actually like freeze into ice cubes and put into things.
Ooh, that would be good.
Yeah.
We'll save the rest for that.
Sparkling ice. You can just do so much with it, including power a podcast. Okay. Top of the hour topic. AI stands for Apple. I think they actually made that joke. I didn't make that up. I think they were like, the A in AI stands for Apple. Apple last week unveiled all of their new AI, which was kind of interesting. People were really excited when they unveiled it because AI was something Apple had really ignored. And I know you're an Android user, but I am an Apple fan. So I was super stoked to see one specific thing get unveiled because it like triggered a childhood memory. And that was the calculator in the new iPad.
Yeah, I did watch the unveiling. The iPad calculator app did look pretty good. I was pretty impressed with the handwriting of the equations, and it just knew them.
Yeah, you tap that equal sign, it makes the graph, it does the whole thing, gives you the answer. Like, it took me back to high school when your teacher would always be like, you can't always use a calculator or whatever. Like, you won't always have a calculator. And like, there's never been a bigger lie. Like, what a fake sell. And I was that like goody two shoes kid that was like, they're right. Like, okay, yeah, like make sure you know how to do this. Mostly because I just want to get through class. Like all the kids who were like, I'm not going to use this. Like, why do I need to know how? They were right. I mean, I think I was also right. Like, we just need to get through class, so shut up and just do it. But also, like, they're right. We did not, like, there's never been a generation that was lied to more than when our math teachers told us you weren't always going to have a calculator.
Right. And so I understand what you're saying. I was the kid who was saying we don't need to know this.
Yeah, I was just annoyed that you were delaying class. Like, let's just get through it.
But also, I don't know if it was that I knew we didn't need it. I also just couldn't learn it. I did not understand it.
Oh, I was also so bad at math. I took algebra twice because I was actually ahead in math. They made us do summer math. Did you ever have to do that during the No Child Left Behind? Shout out George W. Our school made us take home math and then advance into algebra earlier, but I think I did algebra early, but then I got to algebra 2 and got stuck or something, so I retook it in high school because I was like, I think I got a C, but you had to get an A or a B to pass.
So I remember we took pre-algebra right before high school, like in 8th grade.
No, I took that in 6th grade.
Really?
Yeah. Ours was weird. I don't know.
Okay, so you're way ahead of math than me. I remember pre-algebra, I got an A+.
What was your top like math class? Like ours was calculus senior year. I think everybody took calculus.
I took pre-calc senior year.
Okay, yeah. So
one semester.
I bet we weren't. You only took one semester? That's not fair.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I got like a D and I was like, I'm done.
That's not fair. Yeah, see, I think there needs to be more standardization across the board for high schoolers. I think it's so rude that some people get to get away with that when the rest of us had to suffer.
No, so here's the story. In Indiana, we have two different kinds of diplomas.
Yes.
You have your core 40. I don't know if they've changed this since I left, but you had your core 40.
Probably. I think they've changed everything since we left. Because
Okay.
I think I don't think No Child Left Behind exists anymore because that was bogus. I think all the
Okay.
childs got left behind.
Yeah. Well, when I was there, you could get two different kinds of diplomas: your core 40
Okay.
or the academic honors, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I was good. I was going to get the academic honors. They told us, if you get this, you can get into any college in the state.
Right.
I was like, okay, cool. I was on it all the way up till senior year until calculus.
So our high school had the in-between and you could get the high school's diploma. So I think there's like the core 40 or high school
you're right.
diploma.
There was three.
Yeah. And then there was the academic
basic.
honors. And you know what's so funny? I literally had the same situation happen. I got my last semester of calculus. I even went into my teacher and did extra work after school. So I would come in, stay with her a whole hour, go over homework, do whatever. Cause I was trying to get that B that I needed to pass and get academic honors diploma.
Yeah.
I ended up getting this woman. I had to have a B. She gave me a B minus. I was 5 points off, or a point, whatever the shift was. I was genuinely right there. I mean, if it was a single point, that might be how dramatic this was. And I just remember getting my final report card, crying. I left campus, which is a no-no, by the way. We weren't allowed to just leave school. I genuinely was so upset. I left campus, drove to my dad's office, and just cried because I was so mad that 5 points or whatever it was stood in the way of me and this honors diploma.
Yeah.
And that was the one time in my scholastic career that my parents called the principal, my teacher, and the head of the math department and and my parents are scary. I'll tell you right now, Linda ain't taking shit from nobody. They had a meeting at the school, and instead of being how can we get this bumped up? Because my parents are you've already gotten accepted into school. It's not really about that, right? And they basically just laid into my teacher and was you're a shit teacher. We just wanted everyone to know that you're a shit teacher and they should fix this because our daughter did all the work, which, by the way, my math teacher tried to tell them that I didn't do any work. And my mom was like, so where's my daughter been for the extra hour after school for this entire semester? Because I'm pretty sure she's been with you and she should be better at math now. But I guess even with an additional hour, you can't help a kid learn. So guess you just suck at teaching. And I'm just really proud of them for ripping her a new one. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I kind of similar. So I think whenever I was there, you couldn't get anything lower than a C minus, and if you did, you couldn't get the academic honors diploma. So when I got the D.
That's so weird that ours was a whole grade level difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to get a B or better. I couldn't even get a B minus.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big difference. But
either way, B's, D's, it obviously didn't matter in Indiana.
Yeah, I got the D, and
you might
I was
as well just fail.
I'm not taking math again. Why would I?
Heck
I
no.
hated that class. I was doing tutoring after school. Didn't help.
Right there with you. I obviously didn't get better either.
And so I was like, all right, well, next semester, I'm just not going to take a math class because that's the only reason I was taking it. I became, one of those guys who would deliver notes to class.
Yeah.
I'd go to sit in the guidance counselor area.
Yeah,
And they'd be like, all right, we need you to go give this note to
the messenger.
Yeah, I was the messenger guy. And
that was always a sick job, by the way, because you're just hanging out.
Yeah, you just sit in there and do homework if you have any, and then just deliver messages to class. Like, hey, you need to go see the guidance counselor.
You're up on the T.
On the T.
Yeah, you knew the drama. Who's going where and
that kind of tea. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Piping hot tea, that kind of tea.
Yeah.
And listen, I support teachers. That's not a fun job. And I think I think it can be rewarding, but it's clearly a difficult job.
Mm-hmm.
But also after just having become an adult, there are certain teachers that I'm like, no, but you suck. You're not good at your job. It is much like any other job in the world where there are genuinely people who should not be in that profession. And perhaps we had two math teachers that shouldn't be math teachers. Just saying.
I think we all had that math teacher.
Yeah. Or just teacher in general. I just think there are teachers that I'm like, you know what? You didn't find your calling. Maybe you're in that career field for the free summer where you can switch it up to go do whatever you want. Probably another job in this economy, but nonetheless, you get summers off. I don't know why you're into it, but you went into the wrong profession and it shows. I just need someone to hear that word.
We had a new math teacher at school. I think I had a class with her. But anyway, there was another class that decided to throw her a baby shower.
Okay.
She was not pregnant. She didn't look like she was pregnant. They just were like, we're just going to throw a baby shower.
Let's just humiliate and like that's like mental warfare.
Yeah, and they did it. They came in. They had a cake. They brought.
We're all getting
presents.
A's because we're gonna rock this woman to her core.
Yeah,
she tells that story to this day. That teacher.
It was crazy.
Wow. With AI, you'd probably be able to just search if your teacher was pregnant or not now. I think AI can tell you anything.
It's like take a picture of them.
Yeah, for sure.
And it scans their body.
It's like, for sure. It might be able to tell her she's pregnant before she knows.
Ooh.
I don't know.
It'd be pretty cool.
I think anything can happen. But whereas like this Apple announcement was supposed to be really boring, like people are like, I don't know what else they can do with a fail because the sales have been so bad for iPads, I guess, or low, maybe not bad, but low. And they're like, I don't know what they can do to like pump up an iPad. And I think this did it. Like I'm in.
You're in. You're gonna play with calculator.
I've never really been an iPad person because I'm like, you just need a computer at some point. And I don't do enough things where I really just need an iPad, like the lack of a keyboard or need to be able to write on a digital surface. I don't know. I just never really needed an iPad. It's just not something that I use.
Says the person with the tiny phone.
And I like the tiny phone because it fits in my pocket. I'm a woman. I have girl pockets. I have girl size pockets. I'm a tiny woman. I have very tiny pockets. I need a tiny phone. But I'm into an iPad. I don't even do math, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to figure out a way. I'm going to find a reason that I need graphs to use that.
Well, good luck to you.
Thanks.
This will
now be a math podcast.
Yeah, I tried to watch the Apple, they had these abbreviations, this 4-letter abbreviation for it.
It's their like conference, like
I
it
didn't
has
know
a name.
I was
everyone.
like, why not just call it the Apple whatever?
Ask AI what it is.
Yeah, and I watched it. First of all, it starts off with these dudes in a plane, and they jump out, and I'm like, why? And then whoever the head Apple guy is just standing on a roof.
Tim Cook?
Yeah. He's just standing on a roof, just introducing people. And then at one point,
I blame Salesforce, honestly. Like
Oh, really?
Salesforce main CEO dude, I think he's also the founder, is crazy. Like he's just definitely like one of those billionaire crazy guys. And their Salesforce conferences are in like star-studded, but he's just crazy. Like he comes across crazy. It feels like chaos. The whole timeline of events at a Salesforce conference is chaos.
Well, at one point, this dude started breaking out some parkour. He was going down.
Heck yeah.
And you could tell, obviously, it wasn't the same guy. It was some stunt guy. But I was like, why did we need that?
You don't know that. You don't know what Tim
I
Cook's
could tell.
capable of.
It wasn't him. It was some other dude. But
No,
then
it definitely was
I saw
Tim Cook.
another post online. Everybody's like, did they have teachers? Because all the presenters, none of them had dangling arms. All of them had elbows bent. And they were using their hands with their elbows bent. So they couldn't just have dangly arms.
They're like, were they appropriately underscoring what they were speaking about? Because some people, you can very much talk with your hands. So I've helped speech train people in the past. And if you speak with your hands, you can make motions that enhance what you say. But some people, when they speak with their hands, are actually bad at it. So it's like shaking your head yes if you say no. It's like they can give you the wrong idea of what they're doing. Was it like, do you think they were trying to enhance what they were saying?
Somebody just noticed it, that every single
presenter. And then
presenter.
you couldn't not notice it.
Yeah. And
were their hands like up by their face? Like,
No.
like they're being arrested?
no, they were just elbows bent. Keep those elbows in.
So we didn't learn about AI. We just focused on elbows.
Yeah. I shut it off before it got to the AI.
Sweet.
Because I watched like 45 minutes. I'm not an Apple person. All the features they introduced for the phone.
Says the guy with a MacBook in front of him.
Yeah, I didn't buy it.
You still have it.
I do. It was free. Why not?
You've been caught. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. But these features. I was like, you can do all these on an Android forever ago. Changing the color of your icons. Ooh.
So I've had
Moving them
Android
wherever you
phones in the past and they like collapse so quickly. Like I have never made it out alive with an Android phone. It always dies on me. Like, yeah, you can do all of those things, but I think it overwhelms the system and then like my phones would just die. Like
which
they
ones
literally
did you have? Did you have a good Android phone?
It didn't burst into flames. Does that make it a good one?
No.
Well, then I don't know what a good Android phone is.
I'm a Samsung Galaxy guy.
I think it was like a Nokia, and those live forever.
Oh, yeah. But for an Android, no. Those are okay if you're playing Snake.
Those are like it's going to be Nokia phones and cockroaches after World War III. Okay. So I feel like I picked a decent brand. I think it was also just whatever was free. Like we signed up, we got free phones. It was what it was. And then I was like, you know what? Apple it is. I'm actually not that hardcore Apple. Like we all needed to pick a system. Like when people started developing systems like Apple in the cloud and Google and all of that stuff, like you just needed to pick one and go with it. To me, that's what it was. I already had a MacBook computer I had since college. I had ended up with an iPhone in college by the time I graduated. So it's like once that connectivity started, it was like, I'm just keeping it.
Yeah. I mean, I started off with an iPhone whenever I first got my first smartphone.
Sure.
Started off with an iPhone, had it for a couple of years, tried out the Android, went back to iPhone, and then left it, never looked back. You're
so brave.
There's just so much customization you can do.
I think I don't care.
Yeah, some people don't.
Yeah, like I'm good with what I'm getting.
It's
also the phone though. I because we obviously do very different jobs, and a heavy portion of my job at the start was social media, and iPhone did have the better camera for quite a while. So that, I mean, I basically didn't get a choice. It was like you have to have.
I don't take a lot of pictures.
Yeah, you have to have what's going on social media, and Apple definitely drove a lot of that for a while.
I think Samsung has good cameras now.
Yeah, definitely. Like competitive.
Yeah.
Competitively so. Like I would say you can make the argument that they might currently have the better camera. Especially I've seen a lot on TikTok like of reviews of the new iPhone's camera, and people are saying like their previous iPhones take better photos.
Okay.
That has like a gray hue or something like that. So I don't know what changed. It sounds honestly like there's a white balance issue, like where the lightning photos too much, I think is the way I would translate a lot of this, because it's influencers talking about it. So it's not like actual like camera or tech people. It's influencers noticing the difference in their photos and showcasing the difference, and other photos seem more vibrant. So I think what it's lacking is actually like something in the white balance, or like a yellow tone, even like a weird yellow tone shift. So I don't know, but yeah, there's a strong chance that maybe Android has the better cameras right now, especially with Samsung probably.
Yeah. And someday I might want to try out one of the Google phones. I don't know. I've just had Samsung for so long.
I think Google would be the next thing I would jump to, because Gmail and all that stuff, I think that's another thing that would make it. It's really the AirDrop that's got me like chained to Apple right now. I love an AirDrop. Makes it so easy to share things with myself, like between computers and everything like that. And it's just easy. And I don't know what AI is going to do for me, honestly, because I don't do math, but I'm down to see what a little AI and Apple Magic does. I'm in it.
Yeah, they introduced like a new version of their like VR software for those. What are those Apple goggles or Apple Vision?
I have no idea what those are called, but yeah.
You haven't seen? Have you seen
Oculus, but it's not Oculus.
But
it's Apple. Yeah.
Yeah, they introduced a new version of that software. It's supposed to have all these new features and new apps.
I think that makes sense for that sort of product, that AI would enhance that. I think AI is also just the like buzzword. So every company has to be like, hello and welcome. We're AI and we're bringing AI to you.
It's
AI
in every website.
Is here. We're eating AI. We're breathing AI. And if you stick around, we're just going to spew AI all over this. So stay tuned for AI.
Yeah. And don't forget, you can use our AI thing for an extra $10 a month.
And if you want to email us. Don't. Just think about it. And the AI chat bot will write us a message for you.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
That's every commercial in every company right now. And I'm not convinced. I know AI is the thing that's supposed to destroy humanity as we know it, but I'm just not convinced because I think it's being overmarketed in a lot. There's two types of AI. There's like strong and weak AI, and a lot of the chatbots and things are weak AI. That's what's most prevalently used. And so I don't know. I'm not afraid of that.
You're not afraid to tell that chatbot that's weak?
Yeah.
I wonder what would happen if you told me you're just weak.
I mean, we could find that out. I'll just fire up the chat GPT and tell it it's weak. It'll probably come with like a very self-aware comeback, I would guess.
Oh, well, I'm going to do it right now.
Okay.
Okay, so I said, you are weak, AI. It said, I'm sorry you feel that way. Is there something specific you think I could improve on? Or if there's something you're dissatisfied with, please let me know so I can assist you better.
And that is actually why maybe society will collapse, because AI is just way nicer than any human would be. If I walked up to a random person on the street and said, you're weak, I think I might get smacked.
Yeah. I just told it, just kidding. And it said, no worries.
I'm mad at how polite it is. That's aggravating. I mean, I hope I tell it I wish it well, and I was just having an aggressive moment because I'm human.
I wonder if you could like make it regional.
Like if it says "ope,"
yeah,
because we're in the Midwest.
Give me a Midwest AI.
Midwest AI. You know what? We do need that.
Yeah.
We 100%. If that's not the next evolution of AI, is for it to be regional, then we're doing something wrong, and I don't believe in the robots. But if it becomes regional, then I'm in. If my AI can say, "Oh, no worries."
So, okay, this is turning into a chat with this. I just said, "Can you be more Midwestern?" It said, "Sure thing. I'll do my best."
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Is there something specific you need help with, or are you just looking for a bit of a Midwestern charm in our conversation?
That's it. That's all we need.
I'm looking for that Midwestern charm is what I'm going to say.
I love that there's potentially a day in the future where I'm going to buy that iPad and it'll just speak and it'll be the third party on this chat.
Okay. I said, I'm looking for that Midwestern charm. It said, oh, you betcha.
I wish you could make it speak.
Let me tell you, it's been a real pleasure to chat with you today. Is there anything else I can help you with? Don't hesitate to ask. Whether it's some good old advice, a recipe for hot dish, or just a friendly chat, I'm here with you.
I think that's like Minnesotan.
Yeah, how can I lend a hand, friend?
That it got like, it definitely hit the Midwestern, but it also hit Northern Midwestern.
Yep. Oh, you betcha.
With a hot dish. Oh, you betcha, eh?
Yeah. Let me tell you. That's
just
impressive.
Respond with ope. Before we move on from this conversation, I need to know what happens if you say ope.
Ope?
For any listener outside of Indiana, the Midwest is famous for an ope. I'm just going to scoop past you.
It said, ope, didn't see you there. What can I do for you today?
I don't like that it didn't have like a full response. It just mimicked your ope, but it'll get there.
I like it. Ope,
okay.
Didn't see you there.
Well, you know what? I'm okay with the computer overlords if they can be really nice, like Chat GPT is.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. Because honestly, like the human overlords, like 0 for 10, don't recommend. I think that's why we haven't met the aliens. They saw the rating, like a little bit ghetto, keep moving.
You think it's like those cartoons where it shows the aliens in outer space and we're just like on a TV show and they just like, oh, let's check out the Earth channel.
And they're like, oh.
And they're like, yeah, no, let's change that.
They're just killing each other and moaning about stuff. Seems wild. There was someone, I was listening to the Lex Friedman podcast, and I forget who his guest was this week, but she mentioned that there's a conversation that if aliens saw us, they would think that cars were actually the main, like, inhabitant of the planet. Like, humans are just like a thing that the cars maybe use somehow and vice versa. And I was like, that's interesting because there are so many cars.
Yeah, because they would look down and just see cars everywhere.
Yeah. And then I was like, well, that's fun. So maybe like Disney's Cars is what they would picture our Earth to be.
Yeah.
Love that for us too, though.
Yeah.
Big fan. We can just show them the movie Cars 1 through 3 and that's just,
This is Earth.
this is Earth. Welcome. We're just a fun little Pixar place, which, by the way, Pixar has a new movie out.
Oh, what is it?
Do the magic like castle sound or whatever. Pixar has its second installment of Inside Out, which is a movie about a young girl as she develops and kind of like learns to gain control over her emotions, and all of the emotions are like tiny characters. So it'll go from external to internal viewpoints. And they're introducing anxiety and jealousy. So I can only assume that this little girl is now a teenager in this movie. But the big storyline externally is that I guess Pixar really needs a win. The box offices have not been hot, especially this summer. I think Bad Boys came out and has been doing well, but I don't know what their like opening number was. But in general, I guess kind of another summer where the studios are struggling. So they're talking about Pixar potentially being the first movie this summer to kind of make it past the 100 million mark on its opening weekend. So it also, I picked this up from an article, but it talked about movies that how so many movies have struggled since the pandemic. And it mentioned many of the Pixar movies that ended up being directly on Disney Plus, and some others that just didn't fare well. And I was so sad because my favorite Pixar movie is the movie Soul, and it was like highlighted as one of the failures. So I love failure.
Yeah. What's that say about you?
I don't know. It's just a movie about like a dead guy and a cat. It's really cute. And jazz music. I don't even like jazz music, and I love this movie. It's super cute.
Dead guy and a cat. Sounds great.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, the dead guy comes back. It's about like their souls because it's called Soul.
Soul, yeah.
Yeah, but then also jazz music. So soul, right?
Oh.
Yeah, Pixar really did something there. Jamie Foxx, Tina Fey. It's got star-studded cast.
Yeah.
But anyway, it failed. It came out like genuinely, I think the month. It was supposed to go to theaters, I believe. The world shut down. So the next month it just went straight to Disney Plus. I personally first saw it on a flight. Like I watched it when I was traveling a lot, ironically, during COVID. And yeah, I know I watched it on a plane. But either way, Pixar has I don't know, a little weight of the world on their shoulders right now, I think. But it's kind of interesting because movies have been a hot topic, not only with like the summer box office struggling, but the DOJ also rolled back some restrictions. And so Sony Pictures recently purchased Alamo Drafthouse, which is a collection of theaters. And so for a long time, production studios, well, old school Hollywood, that's how it worked. Production studios owned the theaters. So those theaters would obviously only showcase like Paramount Pictures or Sony or whatever. And then the DOJ put in restrictions. Now those have come back again. So it'll be interesting to see if this boosts moviegoer like viewership or whatever, because they can fully control that experience again. And I do think that's what people are. I mean, the movies have always been an experience, so it'll be interesting to see if that changes anything.
It takes a special movie for me to go to the movies.
Like where you want to have the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Barbie did that. Was that last summer, I guess? I think that came out. Oppenheimer. So. People went to go see that. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it was about those movies that made you want to go see it in a big group, essentially, rather than wait for it to come out at home. But it takes a special movie to do that. But it's also cool because it's like, so could Disney own movie theaters? Because that would be magical. Pun intended.
It'd be so expensive.
Probably, but they could show like all of the Marvel movies in the order that they tell you to watch it in, and then maybe I would actually watch it and understand what's going on.
And they would have like a gift shop.
Oh, for sure. Disney's so smart. But I think all of these people should turn at least one theater into a gift shop if they're smart. Because A, you're not filling up all of the theaters anymore. So, and if you need it to become a theater again, I'm sure you can do it. But in the meantime, take it out and make it a gift shop.
Or take out the little arcade room games. Yeah. Put your gift shop in there.
Or make it all your games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Either way, I honestly am kind of looking forward to, I don't know, to see if more people do that, more of these companies do that, because I think it would be really fun if they own your experience. I don't know what that says for things like AMC or whatever. I honestly just don't know enough about how those businesses are structured, but I'd be down for a Disney-owned movie theater.
It would be interesting to see. Hopefully it wouldn't be for the worse.
Yeah, I guess it depends. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Disney, they just have, they're that giant conglomerate. They've got things going on.
I mean, speaking of Disney, there's this conspiracy theory that Frozen, the movie, was created as a distraction. I don't know if you've heard of this.
I think give me the full story. What's the background? I think I have heard of it though.
Yeah, so there's this conspiracy that Walt Disney...
Which, wait, side note, Frozen, not a failure of a movie.
No.
And I still like that one.
Definitely a big success.
Yeah, so I did find one movie that I liked and didn't fail.
So yeah, there's this conspiracy that Walt Disney used cryogenics to freeze himself when he died.
Is that something that really can be done? Is the conspiracy that cryogenics exists or not? Cryotherapy is a thing. I've used cryotherapy before.
I feel like you could. Maybe I'm just optimistic.
I mean, I think it just kills you, right? You freeze to death.
Yeah, I don't think there's a chance of coming back, but I'm pretty sure you could probably freeze people with cryogenics.
And I guess just knowing how fossilization works, they have found, maybe not cavemen, but dead people intact with skin and everything in Norway, I think.
Yeah, all these
from
up
Viking
in the mountains
area
and stuff. Yeah, and the permafrost.
There you go.
That's pretty cool stuff. There's this popular YouTube video that shows up on my page. You can see what this dude's last meal was before he died. He's
that would be crazy.
Thousands of years old.
To know, what did he eat? Do you remember?
I didn't watch the video. That's why it keeps showing up on my page.
You got to watch. We need to know what he ate.
I know.
Do you think we could find out what Walt Disney ate before he froze himself to death?
Yeah, I think we could.
Do you think it was a churro? Probably.
I like churros. Wonder if it was I'm doing it again. Was it the Spanish churro or the Americanized churro?
Well, it's obviously the American one because I feel like that's when I think of Disney World, I think of churros and Dole Whip. And a Mickey ice
Dole
cream.
Whip?
Dole Whip. Do you know what Dole Whip is?
No.
It's pineapple ice cream. Dole pineapple juice?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I've had that then.
Yeah.
I had it at the Dole Plantation.
Oh, yeah, in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so they have Dole Whip spots. And
okay.
So I think of Dole Whip, churros, and maybe a Mickey ice cream that's shaped like Mickey.
Yeah. Mickey's creepy in the old days.
He wasn't super delightful, but he built an empire, man.
He did. That little mouse.
Wait, so the conspiracy is that he is frozen.
Yeah. Well, the conspiracy is that they created Frozen as a way to hack Google's search algorithms to distract consumers from information about Walt Disney's possible frozen procedure.
They're throwing us off the trail.
Yeah. They're like, oh, well, let's just make a movie called Frozen. Then when they Google it, it's just our movie.
So I would be totally no, that's so stupid, except that Swifties go with me on this one. There is a very similar conspiracy theory that Taylor Swift, who owns a jet, she owns a Challenger. She used that jet a lot. I don't know why people do this, but somebody looked at all the celebrities who own private jets. I guess she used hers the most, which I don't even know if it was her, because you can also, if you own a plane, there's a good chance you're chartering it out, which means you're renting it out. And if you're doing that, you'd want it to get used all the time to make money. So I don't know that it was Taylor herself, but her plane made the top of the list. Obviously, private plane travel is bad for the environment. So a lot of people gave her crap. And that was one of the few faults the greater population could find in Taylor Swift, is that she is polluting the environment with her plane travel, right?
She's got to get all these tours.
Right. She's got these jets. Well, and she was with her British dude. So she's flying back and forth probably to see her family. Now, fast forward, she's dating Travis Kelce. So what game does she go to but the New York Jets game? So there is the theory that the only reason she attended that game is not because Taylor lives in New York City. It is because now, if you Google Taylor Swift and jet, the first thing that pops up is Taylor Swift at a Jets game and not about her carbon footprint.
Ooh.
And that feels the same type of conspiracy.
Yeah, that's...
So maybe they did make that, because it could have been called something else, right? Like every other princess movie is named after the princess. Maybe not like Aladdin,
Elsa
but like
something.
Pocahontas and Snow White, Sleeping Beauty. Like all of those princess movies are named after the princess. That could have totally been called Elsa or Ice Queen or something. I don't know.
That's correct. Yeah.
But we didn't. We named it Frozen. So I'm kind of in. I think you have to pick and choose like the conspiracy theories you go with. And I might go with that one. I'm going to go with that one.
The Taylor Swift one with this one is a good combo.
Right. It kind of shows like, because
it shows it can happen.
She's so good at PR.
Yeah.
And being that I'm someone like in that field, I think this is the one where I'm like, yeah, your boyfriend's in football. You're going to go see him at the home game anyway. Makes sense that instead of the Giants, it's the Jets game.
Ooh.
I don't know if the Chiefs play the Giants though. So I don't know if that's true. Again, these are all conspiracy theories. It's just, you have to pick and choose, and I'm going to pick these.
And some of them are just for fun.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just got to enjoy the ones you're going with. You just need to enjoy the conspiracy theories you choose. And I like these two.
Just along for the friends and the camaraderie.
And the fun songs that come with each of these.
Yeah.
Frozen had many a bops. I like it.
Little kids everywhere know them.
Heck yeah. Like everybody was screaming Let It Go for a while.
Oh, yeah.
That was a jam. I'm down. Well, we have reached a centerpiece moment in today's episode. Today's centerpiece is McAllister's. Everybody knows McAllister's as a local deli. You can get potato. You can get, honestly, just anything at McAllister's. So shout out.
I love those ultimate nachos.
They have great nachos, great fries, great subs, sandwiches, salads. McAllister's for the win when you just need something delicious, fast.
And tea.
And iced tea. They
Good
do
tea.
have, that is my like go-to is my little McAllister's tea. There you go.
You can get the tea and the other tea from the guests.
All in one spot. McAllister's is the one-stop shop. It's the perfect centerpiece. So thank you to McAllister's for being today's centerpiece for this episode. And on that topic also, because I think I just couldn't not talk about this after knowing that McAllister's was going to be our centerpiece. Americans are kind of wising up to the fast food game these days. I would never deter you from getting anything from McAllister's. It's delicious. You should still go there. But inflation's been consistently high. There is stagnation now, but people have been talking about how fast food is starting to see the effects because their prices are so high. We've all known that fast food is not necessarily where you go if you are trying to keep a diet, but it's also no longer where you can go to get something cheap. The prices are just getting a little too high, and apparently Americans everywhere, sea to shining sea, are noticing. So that's been like a hot topic that quite a few news outlets have been covering.
Yeah, like Taco Bell is way too expensive now. Remember back in the day, you get 79-cent taco. Not anymore.
I wonder what a taco costs. Because America, McDonald's dollar menu used to have, I think it used to even have the Big Mac on it. Didn't it? Wasn't a Big Mac on the dollar menu for a while?
Double
cheeseburger.
Yeah, the McDouble.
Yeah, that's definitely not on the dollar menu anymore. Like a cheeseburger might be. Probably just a hamburger. You can't get cheese on anything for $1.
That costs a lot. Cheese.
Right? No. Yeah, like the dollar menu's down.
It's $1.79 for a crunchy taco nowadays.
That's outrageous. It's $1 increase.
Yeah.
For it. And by the way, those tacos are basically salad. You get mostly lettuce.
Yep.
Which is why I like them. I'm like, this is healthy, right? I'm getting a vegetable with this taco.
Pound some soft tacos.
Heck yeah. The taco sauce is elite.
Yeah.
I love
fire sauce.
Mild has the best flavor, but hot is my go-to. Okay. I also like the flavor of hot. Because I need the extra spice. But I think mild as a flavor is maybe their strongest flavor.
They have Diablo. Is that a flavor? Yeah.
Yeah. They also have Verde now.
Ooh, I like the Verde.
Yes. I think also of all the fast food, chicken has picked up. Like Taco Bell definitely has a special place in my heart. I love me some Taco Bell. There's so many chicken options now, like
So-
fast food place.
Oh, yeah.
wise.
We have this one road where I live. We call it the chicken strip road. It's
So
just all the chicken
any
places.
chicken strip that you need, you can get on the chicken strip.
All of the franchises.
I mean, Chick-fil-A is king, and rightfully so, because I love a spicy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A and their fries with Polynesian sauce. Their Polynesian sauce. Chick-fil-A also has a strong sauce game.
Yeah, I mean the Chick-fil-A sauce. I mean,
Classic.
what are you gonna do?
Classic. Who else? Arby's sauce.
Ooh, Arby's sauce.
Which, by the way, Arby's has been way too expensive for what it is since its creation.
Oh yeah, for
Like,
sure.
I can't remember a time that Arby's was ever appropriately priced. So who knows what Arby's costs now?
It was
I
never
assume
the-
I'm paying $20 a sandwich if I go to Arby's.
Yeah, it was never the economic choice. It was like, you
No.
know what? We're feeling fancy. We're going to Arby's today.
We're feeling like some curly fries that are seasoned
curly fries.
and dip that in some Arby's horse sauce. That's what they called it.
The horsey sauce. Yeah.
And that slapped. That
I
was
like those
delicious.
little sliders they make.
Heck yeah.
Those are good.
You know what bugs me about Arby's? They once came out with these little like pepperoni bites. They were so freaking good. And it was like a limited time offer. It never came back. So sad. Picture like jalapeno bite, but it was a pepperoni bite. It was so good.
Okay. What
Never
was it?
again.
What was it wrapped in? Just like breading?
Yeah. Like deep fried. Like think of like a cheese stick, I guess.
Yeah.
But pepperoni and cheese inside. Like a little pizza bite.
Okay. Yeah, Arby's used to do that 5 for $5.95 deal.
What?
Yeah, you could pick like
5 things for $5.95.
yeah.
I never remember Arby's because that's reasonable.
Yeah, that was good. That was during my college days. We'd go there.
Dang, I missed out. I don't know if good old West Lafayette for Purdue was maybe fancy enough. The Arby's, if there was an Arby's, it was maybe too far out from campus.
Oh, we drive by an Arby's sometimes when we go down to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the old cowboy.
Yeah, the
Hat.
cowboy hat.
Yeah.
All like lit up in neon, like a Vegas
They
sign.
still have the sign. I think it's in Knoxville.
Oh, nice. Also in Tennessee is the nicest churches I've ever seen, because churches is like, if you want a chicken dinner, like fried chicken dinner, that's the superior spot. They're just always like in the hood, which is a shame. But it's like in this area of Tennessee, it is just rednecks in this churches. And it was the nicest churches and just so delicious. It's so good. I mean, I love Popeyes because it's safer to go to Popeyes, but if you can get to a church's, just good. Just
Okay.
delicious. Because KFC is trash.
Yes.
Also something that's gotten so expensive. Like I don't know that I can recall any of their deals. I don't know that they had like the classic tagline, quite like a Subway $5 footlong, where we all have that song ingrained in our head.
What a good marketing platform that was.
They really killed it. But man, when they upped that price, mum's the word there.
Yep.
Because now we know how bad we have it. The $5 footlong is $10.
Yeah.
And that's some BS. Subway.
I'm upset with Subway.
Yeah. Subway is disappointing. But so is KFC. Like so many of them have closed also.
Yeah.
I don't
ours
know
did.
if that is nationally, but yeah, KFC is not it in Indianapolis. We can tell you that.
Nope.
But there's been a few Popeyes open. Like quite a bit of Popeyes have opened.
Yeah, and it's really good. I love Popeyes.
I love to dip their spicy chicken strips in some mashed potatoes and gravy. I think that's just like top combo.
I would eat that. I would want a lot of gravy.
It's difficult because they have so many good sauces. Again,
Yeah,
I
they
think
do.
that actually might be the telltale sign of a company that can hang in the fast food industry. Sauce.
Yeah,
Do
they
you have good sauce?
They have Black and Ranch. They
The
got
Black and Ranch is so good.
Yeah, they got
A
all these
little
other
kick.
like we had Wendy's the other day.
Oh, best chicken nuggets.
Yeah, got the biggie bag, got 4 chicken nuggets. They're like, "What sauce you want?" I said, "Some barbecue, please." The wife got the same
Same.
thing. She got honey mustard.
I literally just went to Wendy's this week also because I was like, I haven't been there in a millennia.
Yeah.
And I got barbecue sauce as well. Barbecue sauce on those chicken nuggets.
Well, let me tell
Top
you,
notch.
we got home. There was no barbecue sauce or honey mustard sauce in the
No,
bag.
they did you so dirty.
2 ranches.
Is Wendy's struggling? That's sad because that's not what you want out of Wendy's. I do like.
They were 0 for 2 on the sauces.
I like ranch dressing for my fries.
Yeah.
And I think Wendy's fries are underrepresented.
They're a lot better than they used to be. It's a good thing they changed them.
They're so much better. I remember the rebrand, and I think it has like Himalayan salt or like sea salt or something special. And I don't know if that's what makes the difference, but they are good.
I think the actual fries themselves are different.
Yeah, I think it all is.
Yeah, they did a good job on the fry rebrand.
If you can get hot McDonald's fries though,
oh yeah,
McDonald's is still king in the fry game.
Wait, Arby's fries are the best.
No, I mean,
wait. I said the wrong name. I said the wrong name.
Okay, but can we have like a moment for the
curly fries.
Seasoned curly
I
Arby's
love
fries?
Those. Yes.
That has a spot. If we ranked them, that has a spot.
Yes. That's way up there.
Like top 5.
Yes. I meant to say Rallies, or in some parts of the world, Checkers.
Yes.
Those fries are the best.
Talk about a series that just doesn't get mentioned enough, and it is your Rallies, Checkers, whatever you want. That one, you know what? Okay, so for me personally, but you know what? If I think about it, I think I wouldn't be able to stop eating a Rallies fry for a McDonald's fry. Like a McDonald's fry would be disappointing after a Rallies fry, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So Rallies number 1, McDonald's number 2. I think I'm going to say Wendy's number 3, Chick-fil-A number 4, Arby's number 5. That's fries.
Okay.
And I used to hate Chick-fil-A fries until I was like, oh, Polynesian sauce. And now I'm like all about a Chick-fil-A fry.
I've never had Polynesian sauce.
That's just what I get there. You would obviously go for Chick-fil-A sauce. I just think they're like a great vehicle for a dip.
Okay. I don't remember the Chick-fil-A fries. They don't stand out to me.
That's sad.
So I don't even know if I have a top 5. I would just have Rallies, probably Arby's, and then McDonald's. I'm just going to do it at 3, top 3.
I think that's fair because the seasoning. But again, Arby's, you've always been too expensive. Also, I've had an Arby's fry be not fully cooked. Whew, you want to talk about something disappointing and disgusting.
Yeah.
Equal parts disgusting and disappointing.
Well, you got to dip the...
If a woman is sugar and spice, an uncooked Arby fry is disappointing and disgusting.
You want your fry to be cooked.
Heck yeah. And because it's just like, it looks curly and then it's this like potato.
Yeah.
And whoa.
And you got to dip it in Arby sauce.
100% has to have art. The sauce is kind of the key to some of these fries.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I don't know. It's such a shame that it's expensive because it was already not good for me, but it was convenient and cheap, right? Like that always was the hook of fast food. It's convenient and cheap. It's what you're eating when you're on the road or when the day got long or whatever. And now, honestly, it's like, well, no, if like, it's definitely not fast. It's genuinely,
it's fast.
It's fast, but it's genuinely not cheap. So if you have the time and you care about your body, you're going to just go cook at home. You're not going to go to any of these staple places that might make you happy. Like genuinely, it's only going to be if it's fast.
Yeah.
If that's what you're after.
Or if you're still going to eat out, you could go to something that's more high end and spend maybe just a couple dollars more.
And then we circle back to McAllister's, and that's what you do because you're going to sit there and you can have a salad and a potato and like a nicer sandwich, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More high quality.
You know, it's just sad that you have to think of it like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens to fast food. I'm sure things will inevitably shake out because I can't imagine in America without us. You know, every city has like their fast food row, especially in the Midwest. We collect fast food chains.
We're good at it.
Us in Orlando. Orlando might be the capital of chain restaurants, but the Midwest is up there.
Oh yeah,
we like a chain restaurant.
If there's one out there we don't have, we like to try to get it.
Oh heck yeah! Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? Culver's. Dang! Talk about a Midwest classic.
That's
not a fry spot, but cheese curds.
Cheese. Oh yep.
And listen, if you are not from the Midwest, you need to come visit and get yourself a cheese curd because those things are delicious.
Oh, I love cheese curds.
Yeah.
There's
They are
something about
not like mozzarella sticks because they do not have mozzarella cheese, but they are tiny, like round, just deep fried American cheese.
I don't know what the juice is inside of that.
So
if you got
good.
if you got a good juice, so good.
It sounds gross, but it is delicious.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Cheese Castle in Wisconsin?
No.
So fantastic. We might have to road trip because it's worth it.
I like cheese a lot.
It's also like a combo because it's everything Wisconsin you could ever think of. So like cheese hats, huge amounts of dairy, anything though. So it's like as much cheese as you could ever imagine. Every flavor of cheese curd, ice cream, yogurts, every beer you could think of in any flavor, down to the most disgusting things. Like I've seen Warhead beer.
Ugh.
Right. Nobody needs sour beer, but it's there.
I like sour beer.
Well,
Warhead beer?
okay, like
good.
candy sour beer.
Yeah,
Nobody
no.
needs that, but it's there. So any kind of beer. And then also all the sausage that naturally goes with the cheese. So huge like sausage kind of meat deli, but mostly just sausage. So not like deli meats really, sausage, just sausage. And
sounds like a
then
good
a
time.
bakery. And the bakery all has like cheese Danish sort of situations.
I don't know why, but like cheese and sausage just reminds me of the fall.
I think of the summer because the summer sausage. Like that's literally what it's called. But you're right. We get it at Christmas time, right?
Yeah,
like people start like exchanging baskets of cheese and sausage.
Yeah, I don't normally eat the...
Why are we like that? Does the rest of the United States do that? But like in the Midwest, we for sure exchange like sausage and cheese and as soon as the holidays hit. Like you're right. That's definitely like fall hits and you're getting a cheese and sausage basket.
Yeah.
Also, if someone dies, you're getting cheese and sausage.
I'm all for the cheese
Somebody
and sausage.
graduates, you're probably going to get cheese and sausage.
I went to one graduation party. It was just like vegetables.
That's such a Did they hate that kid? And they were like, this one, he barely made it.
He would bring his own... He sat at lunch with me. He'd bring his own lunch.
Was it vegetables? Was he a vegetarian?
No, he wasn't a vegetarian, but he would bring a salad, right?
Was he purposely healthy?
Yeah, he was a
Okay.
runner.
Okay, he cared. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
So
And-
they were forcing their lifestyle on you?
I don't know. No.
Was
Well,
it illegal? Are you okay?
it was broccoli
Are we talking about trauma?
and green vegetables.
Was
but
this traumatic?
I had to sit there and watch him eat salads every day with no dressing.
Oh, you have been traumatized. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, this man's been eating.
How did that make you feel?
I questioned. I was like, where's your dressing at? No, just
Okay,
salad.
I have to tap in here because I actually went through a phase where I didn't like salad dressing.
Ugh.
Yeah,
That's the
and
whole
so I
point.
did. Here's the thing though, if it's a good salad and it has like a bunch of stuff in it, I don't really need the salad dressing because I'm like, oh, there's like carrots and cucumbers and beets and pickles and like, I don't know, onion and whatever else and cheese and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, that tastes good to me. But also like, I think because my mother drowns, sorry, mom, she drowns her like salads in dressing to the point where I'm like, this is soup with some salad in it.
Yeah.
And that's just not me. I can't do that. I'm pro salad dressing now.
Sounds like
But
she knows how to make a good salad.
genuinely, of course, my mom's from the Midwest. She knows what she's doing. She can cook. That woman can cook. I just don't love a lot of dressing. And so I think for probably a solid decade, I didn't eat salad dressing on my salads.
Wow.
I know.
So a good salad.
That's me trauma dumping on you
Wait, what's your favorite salad?
from like a restaurant then.
Just like any kind of salad. Like
I want a fully loaded salad. Like I want some fruit in there. I want some cucumber. I want onion for the bitiness. I want iceberg lettuce probably. Some cheese, not too much cheese though, because I don't, it depends, right? Like I don't want just like your shredded cheese from a bag on salad. Like I
the thick cut cheese.
yeah, like I want it to feel like it's not processed at least, or put some feta on there. That'd be great. Some olives. Let's see. I already said fruit. Probably some like candied pecans. Like if that's on a salad, I'm in because
sounds
that's
like-
just candy.
You're describing like a Panera salad.
That's a place I don't go a lot either. Talk about expensive places. I think
Yeah.
Panera is expensive for what it is.
I was in Panera.
And they have that like lemonade that kills you.
Yeah, they do.
Panera, it murders you.
Yeah, I was in there yesterday actually because I got the free sip club for 3 months. So
Oh, there you go.
you get a free drink every day.
Oh, then it's 100% you need to go in.
Yeah, so I went in there. I was waiting in line, and there was this old couple in front of me. He couldn't hear very well.
So they're yelling at him across.
Yeah. Well,
Amazing.
they're not yelling. They're like teenagers, and she's just like being all quiet, talking to him. It's his first time ever.
It's frustrating.
Him and his wife never been to Panera.
I love it. They're experiencing something new together.
Yeah, but it was like
frustrating for everyone else.
Yep. And he didn't like that they were asking him questions, so he's
just trying to order and go.
Yeah, he didn't know what to order. He's just like, just give me that barbecue thing up there. And she's like, okay, do you want
No.
chips, apple, or a baguette? And he's like, what? And so they told him again. Then his wife had to tell him. He's like, chips. I know what that is. And then
he's like, what's this fruit you're trying to sell me?
And then she's like, do you have rewards? You have a phone number? You have your rewards with us? He's like, this is our first time ever here. We don't have nothing. So then I'm waiting down where you pick up your drink after you order. And he walks over to his wife and he's like, I didn't know any of those ingredients on that menu. I don't know anything on this menu. Do you? And she's just standing there looking straight ahead, just ignored him, didn't answer him.
Because they've been married for 60 years. And she's like, I know that communication is actually optional at our age.
Yeah. So then he looks at her, asks the same question. She still ignored him. And he's just like, and he just turned and walked away.
Do you think she ignored him or could she not hear either?
I'm pretty sure she was ignoring him.
I love it because she's like, we're not getting divorced.
Yeah.
Like, when you're too locked in at that point and you're like, everything is optional at this time.
Just had no idea what anything was on the menu.
He's like, Munster cheese. What are you talking about?
Gorgonzola.
He's like, what is this, Italy?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Cheese options. In my day, we had American and Swiss.
I really love a good chef salad.
Oh, sure. Okay. I can recall those from elementary school. Like it always has bits of ham in it, like cubed ham.
Yeah. All the different meats. Oh, there's something about the cubed little meat things. Those are so good. Also, I like a good ahi tuna salad.
Oh, I love an ahi tuna salad.
Yeah.
That is, that's elite for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's when you're going fancy salad.
That is a fancy salad because that's also usually got some probably like a lima bean or something in it, or like maybe that's a soybean. There's always like something in there.
But if I'm feeling fancy, I get ahi tuna.
I do like just like a good, well put together salad, which is probably why I don't eat it at home because I don't make a great salad. Like a salad. Yeah, a salad is, to have a good salad, you have to have so many ingredients. And I don't want to do that.
So, since we're talking about food all the time.
It is a dinner party podcast.
It is. Me and my wife, for our anniversary, we've been married for a long time now. We're at the point where we don't.
Do you also ignore each other when you say words out loud? Is communication optional? Have you been married that long?
Yeah.
I love it. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's like, year 1 is paper. I think year 2 is, I think it's something awkward, right? Like wood. I don't know. You go through phases. Like year 15 is lack of communication.
We're at the year of the sur la table cooking class.
Ooh. Yeah. I love that.
So that's what we did.
You became chefs together.
Yeah. It looked cool. We got to.
Did you make salads then?
We did make a salad.
Fancy. You learned how to make an exceptional salad.
So the salad was 2 ingredients, I think. The lettuce, which was already in a bowl for us.
Perfect, because that's annoying.
Yeah. And then we made our own dressing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it took a very long time.
To make the dressing?
To make the whole meal.
Oh, okay. You made a meal.
Yeah,
okay. I was like, you made a salad with 2 ingredients. Like, what is this? Like, what did you pay for? Talking about things that are too expensive. Fast food and sur la table.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, sur la table, very expensive. But we didn't really get to pick the menu They have
Sure,
they have
they have
different
it
menus
something.
for different weeks or different days, but when we could do it. So we did this like Italian.
I mean, that's a great, like, yeah, you're not going to go wrong with Italian.
So we had to make our own pasta. We made our pasta from scratch. We made the dough first. That was the first thing we did was make the dough, put it in a little ball thing, let it rise. And then I think we made the sauce for the salad next so that it could cool down.
Yeah, sure.
And then we made like a pancetta and
fancy
peas.
Okay.
Little thingy.
Yeah.
That was like the sauce for the pasta.
Sure.
So after the pasta was ready, we got to take that out, kind of roll it, knead it or whatever.
Yeah, flatten it out. And did you get to use one of the machines?
Yeah, the little KitchenAid machine or whatever they are. And it had the little attachment on it for the rolling.
Yeah.
That was fun. And then we had to slice and cut up all the noodles.
My mom used to make homemade noodles all the time, but we did not have like a machine. Like that poor woman just used that rolling pin to death.
Wow.
And
she's strong.
Yeah. Like she's a tough lady in general in more ways than one, I would say. But yeah, she'd make like all those noodles. I just feel like a flat, because it would be chicken noodles that she was making. And a flat noodle just takes a lot of work to press that thing.
Yeah. And I didn't realize.
But it's always worth it. So much better.
How quick a fresh noodle cooked. He's like, it only takes like faster. 2-3 minutes.
But you learn the importance of salting your water also.
Well, see, they had the pasta water already.
So they knew.
Boiling.
Yeah.
Before we got there.
Yeah.
The other thing that was weird. So you're working in stations of 4 people.
Okay.
So we get paired up with just like another random couple. And you get a piece of steak because it was like steak and pasta and a salad.
Okay. Perfect meal.
Yeah. Except you get 1 piece of steak to share with 4 people.
Oh, that's not a lot of steak.
No.
You got a lot of protein. Protein's a very important piece of a meal there.
So we seasoned our steak, and then they let them marinate in the chiller.
Did they tell you how much to season your steak, or did you have to agree upon a seasoning?
No, actually the option was just put salt and pepper and oil on it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It worked. It was really good.
Yeah.
There's just 2 little thin slices.
Okay.
That was enough for everyone.
It really was?
That's well, no, that's all that went around.
Oh, okay.
There was only enough for 2.
Got it.
Per person. But the pasta was delicious. We made like a sorbet.
Ooh.
Strawberry sorbet maybe. Or peach Bellini.
Those are 2 entirely different flavors, nonetheless delicious.
Yes. And the peach Bellini, he actually put I think it was Prosecco or something to make it.
That's like the Bellini part of a Bellini, I believe.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that because I like the peach Bellini tea at Olive Garden.
Okay.
It's really good. I was like, what's this Bellini thing? Because there's no Prosecco in that.
No, there is.
At Olive Garden? No, it's just peach tea.
Oh, it's just peach iced tea?
Yeah.
I thought you meant it was like a peach Bellini. I don't know. I guess I was picturing it being alcoholic.
I blame Olive Garden for me not knowing what Bellini.
We'll let you do that.
Okay.
We'll let you do that.
That's good.
I'll allow it. Well, it sounds like that would be really fun. That's a really smart idea for an anniversary because it's something like anytime you kind of get to learn together. And I think too, I mean, you have to cook every day. So it's worth it to learn new things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I probably won't be making my own pasta, but.
Right. It's just so easy to get caught in ruts of like, there's so many people I know that it's like, we make chicken and a vegetable and rice, right? Like many people do that because it's just like a default. So I think that's honestly why I'm a TikTok girl is because I look at so many recipes on TikTok. It's super easy to follow.
So we actually didn't get to cook our own steak. I think we were going to, but the class was running over because we started late because the first class ran over. So they cooked the steak for us.
Caveats of a cooking class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so actually the next day we decided, you know what? We can make this, but better.
Oh, I love that. Where you're like, and we build on it.
Yeah. So we marinated the steak.
You were like, screw you, sirless chef. We can do this at home.
Yeah. I actually don't remember the rest. Oh, it was potatoes. Instead of pasta, we did like dill potatoes in the oven.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
It's good stuff. Love that. With like Parmesan garlic butter.
Heck yeah.
Melted on top of the steak.
Automatically big fan of that.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
You know, my secret to really good potatoes is like kind of letting them fry in duck fat. Big fan of duck fat instead of oil. I don't know that it's better for you, but if you're somebody who's like, if the conspiracy theory that you've bought into, not eating seed oil, then use duck fat because it will add a flavor to everything that just makes it so much better.
That's
if I fry chicken, I also use duck fat.
I don't think I've ever done that before.
Gotta do it. Flavor so much better.
It's on my list. On the grocery list.
Next on our docket, Prince Charles. He had his first official painting as king unveiled a few weeks ago, and shortly after, it got vandalized and got the Wallace and Gromit treatment from climate activists. That's a rough one for King Charles, who honestly at this point I thought his name was Prince Charles. It just feels weird. He's always been Prince Charles our entire lives. Feels like that's his name, much like a Britney Spears or something.
Yeah.
But his name is just Charles, and now he's King Charles, and I don't like it. And I just want to say maybe that's why his painting got assaulted, because sounds weird to say King Charles. I almost didn't even get that right.
You know, I think it's kind of cool that they still have the royal family. I know they don't really do much. They just kind of represent.
Okay, but I've said that. Like, I said that to someone in the UK, and they were like, no, they do stuff.
Really?
They're involved in parliament, and they take meetings. And, like, I need the UK to figure it out. Are they a figurehead, or are they doing stuff?
Yeah.
Like, because honestly, it just seems like they're the celebrity that is willing to do all the work and make sure all the nonprofits get their, like, to do in the media. Or do they actually do something? Like, I don't know. Because I'm with you. I thought they were just figureheads. Like, I thought it was just like pomp and circumstance. But I don't know who this guy was. But he was like, no, they do stuff. They work.
Okay.
And fine. If that makes you feel better about the taxes you pay for them, whatever. Whatever makes you sleep at night, UK, I'm fine with it.
Did you hear about this conspiracy theory with now King Charles, that he's a vampire?
I love that. I hope he is one. I'd be down for King Charles to be. Why do people think he's a vampire though? Why is that? This one might not be one I pick up on, but I could be into this. Tell me more.
Supposedly, he's related to the vampire that Dracula's based off of.
Oh, Vlad the Impaler?
Vlad the Impaler.
Who was a real person.
Yes, he was real. He's supposedly related to Vlad the Impaler.
I mean, all the royal families are, in fact, related to each other. Like, it's incest.
And I guess...
Do you think incest is what bred vampires to begin with? Because maybe that's the conspiracy I buy into out of all of this.
I think that's...
Incest breeds vampirism.
Why not?
Yeah. Okay, I'm down. Okay, I'm buying into all of the conspiracies tonight.
Yeah.
I like it.
I guess the men in the royals in his family, in the past, they all had this disease that made their skin very pale.
He is
or
super
allergic
white.
to sunlight or something like that.
Okay.
Speaking of, did you see, it was just viral like yesterday or today, they're identical twins. They married another set of identical twins.
In the U.S.?
Yeah.
Okay.
They each had babies at like the same time.
That's so very identical twin of them.
They're both
oh my God.
boys.
They both had boys.
Yes.
So
they're genetically brothers.
Okay, that's always a part that tripped me out about twins is that, like if they have kids, the genetics will make it look like they're siblings and not cousins.
They're cousins, but they're genetically brothers because the two identical twin sets.
Right. They have the same DNA from both parents.
Yeah. And then the article ended with, and they live in the same house.
What? You can just drop that bomb on me and end it right there. So we don't know if they get along. Like basically the twins are raising twins.
Yeah.
Do you know if the babies look alike? Like, do
they
look?
They did kind of look alike. But I mean,
it will be so interesting to see how similar those kids turn out in both personality if they live together long enough, but also looks. Like if twins have twins, well, the twins don't have twins, but twins got married to twins. and then had children, could there be a chance that if they both had a second set of kids, that these kids could eventually end up looking like each other?
I think so, because there's no they're the same DNA.
Could you end up
basically
with the same DNA combo?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, so they could all look just like brother and sister.
That's so crazy. But also, okay, so I've known a set of twins. Obviously, you grow up together all your life from womb outwards. And we've all heard it's like you have to be careful, or I think you have to take more care raising twins because it's a different situation than just siblings or a single child. Like you've heard of twins starting their own language, right? Like that happens. I've heard of twins having to be separated in classrooms because they like become so reliant on each other that they won't talk to other people. Anyway, these girls, like they, raised together. They had a wealthy family. Like they very much could have had their own rooms. They chose to live in the same room. They went to the same college. They were in the same sorority. They interned at the same places. And it was such an interesting conversation to kind of not partake in, but almost overhear. But their parents were kind of talking about their kids to me, about the girls. And the dad was like, or the mom asked, do you think the girls will get jobs at different places when they graduate? And the dad was like, oh no, they'll take the same job wherever they go. And I was like, that's so crazy to think about that. They're like, no, their first jobs. He was like, they might get different jobs one day, but their first job will be at the same place. They won't leave each other. And it was just so interesting to kind of listen to them just talk about parenting twins and watching these girls navigate the world together, like so very much together. I don't even think there's another word for it. Like attached at the hip is so cheesy, but they really did everything together. And I mean, even when one got a boyfriend, her mom was talking about like kind of the tension at home, so to speak. Like they could just tell that it was different because one had a boyfriend and one didn't. And that's very, throws off the balance of a relationship, obviously. So I don't know, twins.
That would be hard to get.
What a crazy way to grow up.
The same job. Then that just means that there has to be two openings for whatever job.
I don't know. I mean, I know they had interned at a small, I think it was like an energy drink place or something like that. And so it was just smaller company anyway. So maybe they thought they were going, and I think this might have been what they did, is have that internship and parlay it into two jobs working for that company. I'm not really sure. So it was startup beverage company.
I like beverages.
Everybody likes a beverage. Yeah. You have to have one multiple times a day. So I don't know if that was a just unique situation, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how many twins can do that.
Get like same job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just keep themselves together. I mean, naturally things in life can just happen where you don't both get to do things. So I don't know how it played out for them, but they were always able to stay together, it seems. So I don't know what they do now. Lost track since then, but nonetheless, they made it through college just being together. So it'll be interesting for those two kids, being that they're not twins, but they're kind of getting the same scenario.
Yeah. And I think living in the same house will make it.
I guess that's what made me think of it, is like, do you think those twin boys and those twin girls, like they just grew up and they never left each other and they were like, dream scenario.
Yeah, because maybe
we're just going to continue to live like this and they're already living like this. So dream scenario for them too. Like,
yeah.
And who got the master suite in the room or in the house? Like
You're right.
what'd you do?
Because, as you just described with this twin that you knew, they may not want to live in separate houses.
Ever.
They may just want to stay next to their twin all the time.
This genuinely may be the dream.
Yeah. They figured it out.
Or like you could be neighbors and just like build a bridge between the houses. I actually had family do that. Oh. And yeah, they had a home for like an elderly, I think she was like my great aunt or something like that, but this guy's mom. And then he lived, I think maybe, I don't know that he was next door. It might've been like cat a corner to her. And they basically just like built a hallway and combined their houses.
Huh.
So just an idea for those twins. If you do, currently not have two master bedroom suites.
Yeah, you can be separate.
Yeah.
But together.
Yeah, exactly. Separate but together. It's the ideal scenario.
For twins.
for twins who want to continue to live like twins. What a trip, though. What a trip. Do you think the babies get the moms and dads confused? Like you just run to the wrong one?
Oh, I don't see how you don't.
Because I've seen like reactions of babies, like when it was an uncle that was the twin of a dad, and the baby would like smile and look at the dad and then look at the uncle and just like laugh because it didn't know what was going on. Because it was like, why do I have two of the same dad?
Well,
like,
guess what, baby? I don't know either. They look the same.
But also, like, let's be honest, it's a baby. It's probably like, I would rather have two moms. Like, I want more food, not more dad. Like, I don't know. If I'm a baby, I'm thinking this is not the duplicate that I was looking for. I want two dudes. I want two moms. I want 4 boobs. I want less dudes.
That's a good slogan.
I want 4 boobs and less dudes. Welcome to our dinner party podcast. We prefer 4 boobs and less dudes.
It kind of doesn't fit the dinner party theme.
I think actually if we created a food, maybe we just go into like baby formula and that's our slogan.
Yeah.
Like 4 boobs formula.
We're the baby formula,
We're not a parent podcast,
innovators.
but we might just be.
Yeah, we're just innovating.
Innovating baby formula.
I might have an in for that.
All right. Well, I'm down. That'll be some podcasts create, t-shirts and hoodies. We're going to have formula, baby formula. We know our audience.
Because there's lots of babies.
There's just always
There's always
babies.
a baby.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Like since forever. There was like that one time, apparently, that we didn't have babies. But after that, nothing but babies everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, there's movies about that. Not having babies.
The world has taken a dip in its fertility rate. So we might actually not be getting into the best, at least not the best time for the baby formula business, but we can give it a go. Well, on that note, let's move on. Okay. So there's one other theory, because I think there's conspiracy theories and then there's just like science theories. So next topic, shopping cart theory. Have you heard of this?
I think so.
It's hot topic on social media right now because a woman like posted, she was like a single mother and she posted like, I'm not putting my shopping cart back. I've taken it out. I put, all my stuff in my car. I'm not hiking that thing to like the cart, whatever we call those.
Cart corral.
There you go. Cart corral. Anyway, so then it brought out like a larger topic of, are you somebody that returns the shopping cart? But it turns out there's actually a shopping cart theory. So essentially, because there is no like bonus point or like win to returning a shopping cart, but there is also no negative. You are not docked anything. Nothing bad happens to you. There's no repercussion if you leave your shopping cart in a parking space. Perhaps it causes chaos for other people, but for you, there's nothing, right?
Yeah, you just cause trouble for the next person.
Right. But for you, it's like there's nobody watching you. Like you don't then have to pay $5 to Target or whatever if you don't put that cart back. So the idea is that a shopping cart, like watching what somebody does with a shopping cart would tell you whether they're like a noble person, kind of, because it's like you either are doing the right thing with no one watching on the honor system or not. So are you someone that's willing to do the work even when it doesn't, like nobody's watching, like on the honor system? Or are you somebody who, if nobody's gonna, if you're not getting in trouble and it doesn't benefit you, right? Like it doesn't necessarily benefit you to waste your time if the cart corral is not near you. Are you going to bother to do that thing?
I always put the cart back.
Same. I've never once thought about leaving a shopping cart.
It's just rude if you don't.
It is, because could you imagine if we didn't have cart corrals, it would be miserable in a parking lot. It would be chaos.
What a good invention.
Yeah. First off, whoever did that. Second off, shout out to the kids that are always having to like go get those in the worst weather. Yep. That sucks. But also it is so interesting because I think that honestly pinpoints I don't know if it's like a personality trait where some people just are like, you learned the right thing. Like there are certain things that help society move along. Like there have to be societal norms that we all kind of understand to help make life a little bit easier for everyone. It's like we all know that you're supposed to drive on the right side of the road, at least in our country and a lot of the rest of the world. That is one of America's societal norms, I think. I mean, it's a law too, so maybe this one's a bad example, but if somebody decided to not do that because there was nobody around, there's not a cop or something, it can throw things off. It can cause a lot of problems. Like, I don't know. It's just so interesting because it's like, what is that personality of the person that's like, no, I don't want to do that because it doesn't benefit me.
I think it's just selfishness.
I think you genuinely probably could judge if someone is a decent human being off of this theory.
Yeah.
Like, it's so interesting. It makes me want to figure out what a smaller version of this would be for if you were ever to interview people. Like, what is that thing? Like, is it putting a pencil back in a cup? Is it returning a pen? Like, is that another? Because there has to be other examples of this. Like I said, like driving a car down the right side of the road isn't a good example of this type of thing. It's just more like there are just truths that we kind of all hold to help society move along. And when those get disrupted, it just can cause a mess. It's kind of like, your natural disposition when meeting someone new should be neutral or happy, not angry.
Maybe that's why we can't have world peace.
Because we have this, this woman that's like, no, I'm not putting my cart back.
Yeah, it's just their mentality. You have people who say, oh, I don't need to do that. Somebody else can do that. It doesn't bother me. Doesn't affect me. That's why we don't have world peace.
It does genuinely bug me when you run into those individuals that are like, well, somebody else can do it. Like, do you leave trash? Have you ever rented cars?
Yeah.
Do you leave trash in the rental car or do you take it and throw it away?
No, we throw it away. There's always trash cans right there.
Right. And so I've met people that are like, no, there's somebody whose job it is to clean out this car. So they just like leave their trash in the car. Also, I always try to clean out my trash.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I haven't missed things before. That's certainly probably not true. But to my best effort, I always try to clean out my car.
Well, and also you don't want to get the extra fee for having a
dirty car. That's true. Well, I don't even think about that.
Yeah.
But I just have genuinely been with someone that was like, no, that's somebody's job. But I was like, I don't think that's really I think their job maybe is to like sweep it out. Yeah. Like, but I don't think they're supposed to be like picking up your empty Coke cups and whatever.
Yeah. That's just easy to do.
Yeah. Like, I think there are just things that you consider your responsibility. Like, you don't throw trash out the window because it makes for, pollution. Like, it makes things gross.
Yeah.
You don't throw a cup out the window, but there are people who throw cups out the window. And I want to know why. Like, what is it that makes you think I don't have to keep this nice?
I don't know.
And it must be, I think some of it could be a difference in certainly being raised, of just if you weren't raised anywhere that somebody taught you to take care of things, then maybe you just don't. Because I think you see that in neighborhoods. You can be in a nice neighborhood and it seems like there will always be that one house that is just not nice. Like the yard is not well taken care of. The house doesn't get taken care of on the outside. Like, you can just tell, even like I said, it can be in a nice neighborhood, but you can tell when something is maintained, has like maintenance, regular maintenance, and when it doesn't.
Yeah. And, you can tell that they're capable of doing the upkeep.
Exactly.
And they just choose not to.
Right. Whether it's hiring someone or doing it themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think like that kind of person. So it's hard to get in their minds and know why they do that.
I think you're right though. It's like that at its base level is genuinely why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
Because there's just going to be a group of people that either they're out for themselves, because we see that a lot in business, right? Like when we talk about technology and development, a lot of times we don't stop and say, well, I can do this, but should I do this? Because I think you can consider it a like capitalist mentality or just a business mindset of, well, I can do this. And if I don't do this, someone else will do this first. right? So we just like move ahead. And I think that is very similar to I don't like, it doesn't affect me. So I can leave that for someone else to clean up and just keep trucking along or something like that.
Well, I've got a good nightcap.
Ooh, okay. So we have reached that time in the evening.
Yes.
Where we become Keith conversations. Keith, what's tonight's flavor of our nightcap?
Well, this kind of is along the lines of AI if you think about it.
Okay.
If you want it to be. It's not really, though. It's still in that realm. Have you ever heard of Home Assistant?
Home Assistant.
Yeah.
Maybe? Is it like a tech gadget? Is it like Ring or something?
So, if you have any smart devices in your house, they all have their own app that they have to use. If you have, are you like a smart home person? Do you have?
I don't know that my current home is very smart, but there was a time where it's like the lights and everything were connected to like Google.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So Home Assistant's really cool because you can have all of your devices, some things you didn't even know you could do, and then bring them all into Home Assistant and like create a dashboard and see everything. It's so customizable.
Okay.
You can set up automations to do things just like based on if a certain person is home or not. So you can, like, I have an automation where at a certain time it shuts off my laptop charger.
Oh, interesting.
For work, because it doesn't need to be on all the time. You got a smart power strip.
Yeah.
And then you can control each one. So like at a certain time, it just shuts one off. If it's the weekend, it knows not to turn it on. Like if I'm not here during the weekday, like maybe I'm off or something.
Yeah.
It'll know I'm not here, so it won't turn it on. It's just really cool. You can customize it. You can control your thermostat. You can see the weather. You can see your calendar. I can lock doors. Just anything you can think of.
Yeah.
You can do it.
That's amazing.
That's
actually, so does it tie into like an Alexa or Google or anything where you could like say like, hey, turn the lights on, or is it just everything automation? So like if I constantly came home at like 5:00, it's like it would turn on lights.
Yeah, actually you could just have it
but without having to ask it.
Yeah, you could track your phone. That's how I do it.
So it knows when you're close to getting home.
Yeah, it has these zones and you can like set a zone like,
if I'm 10 miles out, turn.
Oh, I set it like real close.
Yeah.
And it just knows when I'm home, and you can set, if I come home at 5:00 every day or around there and I'm home, turn these lights on. You can just tell it to do that.
That's honestly even nicer than having to tell Google to do things.
Yeah.
Because I will say that was kind of a mouthful and awkward. If anybody's ever done the Google Home kind of connectivity, like coming home and being like, hey, Google, turn on living room lights 40%. And it's just a lot. Or like, I would honestly just be like, turn on all the lights and then adjust it from there, because I just need the lights to come home if I am carrying in groceries in the dark or something like that.
Yeah.
Like you can, for it to just automatically sense you. So this is something you purchased recently, or what are you like?
Well, that's the good thing about it. Home Assistant's free.
No way.
Yeah. You just have to, some people will buy like a little Raspberry Pi device and it comes with Home Assistant on it.
Okay.
I just had an old computer I wasn't using, put a virtual machine on it and installed Home Assistant and run it off of a Linux machine off of there.
This is a very like tech gadgety person thing though.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like I would have to learn stuff to use Home Assistant.
Yeah, I had to learn it too because, I don't know anything about it. So I'm like learning about it as I go, watch a bunch of YouTube videos.
But it's free.
So
it's a free program?
Yeah.
Explain, like, so where can people download it?
Home Assistant has a website. I think it's just homeassistant.io maybe or .com.
That's amazing that they make this product free for everyone. But you have to have smart products, obviously.
Yeah. And it's compatible with so many things.
Like Amazon, Google, whatever else.
Yeah.
I know there are different brands. Like if anybody else has the multiple color changing lights, like those are always fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. Just whatever you could think of. You can probably do it.
And what was the website?
Home Assistant.
Homeassistant.com or .io?
Yeah, it's home-assistant.io.
That's a win. I love some automation in my everyday living, especially because that's the stuff that can save you money too. Like being able to turn up the air conditioning when you're out. You know, your home doesn't have to be as cold as you like it to be when you sleep all day or whatever. Turning on and off lights, essentially unplugging or, stopping to charge certain things. I mean, that's kind of a game changer. Those are the little things in life.
Yeah. And like, I even have a whole other tab where I can view all the batteries and everything. And I can see when the batteries are low. Like any of the smart devices that use batteries.
That's awesome.
It has their battery level. And
because
so
there's also, that's so annoying too when you go to find things and you're like, oh, it's not charged. Like that happens to me all the time with headphones or computers or something like that, where I thought I was charging it and then come back and it hadn't been, it wasn't, whatever happens.
Yeah. There's so many different useful things. Like I have one where I have a temperature sensor.
Sure.
And in the winter, I like to put it in the garage next to the water line.
Yeah.
That way I know if it's going to freeze or not.
Yeah.
Right now, I've moved it and put it inside my kegerator so I can see the temperature inside the kegerator.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You're going to have to get 2 thermometers.
I will have
Maybe
to get
that one
2.
stays. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's super fun to just play around with and see what all you can think of. Like the possibilities are...
The possibilities are endless.
Almost endless. Actually, a guy did make his own automation with Chat GPT. He had an automation where if it was playing, he hated country music. So if his device was playing country music, Chat GPT would look it up, see if it was a country music song. If it was, it would automatically skip it.
Genius.
It's awesome.
See, maybe we might be okay with the robot revolution. Yeah. We might be.
I don't know how we keep coming back to AI and robots, but
we did it. Maybe it's just already that ingrained in our society. I don't know. But on that note, we can call it a night. Thank you so much to everyone who listened. We'll see you again next time on our Dinner Party podcast. Bye.